Howdy folks, Keywii here, and welcome back to Steins Gate. It's a space going to be awesome. We are, of course, just doing whatever, just trying to figure out what's going on with Lukico, how to get the Abbey 5100, save the world, and save Mary. So yeah, I give her the rundown, including how many times I've time-leaped, and what happened to Zuha and Ferris. How many times have I explained this to her now? This time she believes me more readily than I expected. The only thing she doesn't believe is the story about Lukico. Urshibara-san is actually a guy. That's totally ridiculous. But it's the truth. What was the truth? So basically, she wrinkles her brow in thought, trying to comprehend what could actually mean. She looked like Ishida. Crap, I got a mental image there for a second. Judging by her expression, so did Karasu. Edit those together, person who doesn't edit for me. We grimace. Unacceptable! There's no way such a cute girl was a guy. Don't be so sexist, Jesus. He was a cute guy. Hey, hold your horses. I never said that Lukico looked like a guy. He actually looked pretty much the same. He was always androgynous, so much you couldn't help but think he was secreting excess female hormones or something. It's called estrogen. My dog, if you're going to be a mad scientist, at least know that. Come on. As a result, I didn't even notice when Lukico became a girl at first, and made a fatal mistake, of which I will constantly remind myself because I'm guilty. He looked like she does now. Karasu's gaze wanders off for a bit. Acceptable. What? Anyway, you want to turn her back into a guy? Unless we do, Mary dies. I genuinely don't actually want to, but you know, time travel and the space-time continuum and world line and fucking CERN and shit. You know how it goes. You know how it goes. Mary's life is tied to Urashibara's son's gender. That's so crazy. It doesn't seem real at all. Yeah, no, that's an odd one myself. I don't get it either. In fact, I'm fairly convinced that it isn't the case, and he can just ask. Have you come up with a solution? Of course, I'll have Lukico turn back into a guy. I don't know if she's going to appreciate that. You know, every girl hates being a guy. That sounds like literal torture. Why would you ever suggest otherwise? Being a guy is the worst. Obviously, women are better. That's why I'm consulting you, so I can find a way to do this while hurting her the least. Okay, I was confused there for a second. I take a mouthful of Dr. P in a vain attempt to quiet my frustration. I know I kind of mumbled that one slightly, and I'm apologizing. It was just a letter, not a four-letter word that may or may not start with that sound. If only I hadn't been so careless. Shouldn't have let so many people send emails. This is my punishment. I mean, it makes sense. At the time, you were, like, trying to test it, right? I must shoulder the pain of everyone who used the D-mail. Suzuha, Ferris, and now Lukico. Regret won't change anything. There's only one piece of advice I can give. Christina sighs, blowing her bangs. Don't say anything to Urashibara-san. What do you mean? Based on what you've told me, you have the advantage this time. You already know the contents of the demon. So you don't have to tell her, him. You don't have to tell Urabiarash-san. Just send the cancellation demon. Yeah, but what kind of dick move? Well, no, hang on, my brain just... Because if you tell her she was a guy, you know, obviously you know, and having information is good. But, you know, in this case, no, I'm with Karasu. I'm not with Karasu on that one, but I perfectly understand her suggestion. You mean pose as Lukico and send the mail to her mother instead? Myself? If the headline changes, then that will all be undone. In which case, ethical concerns don't really matter. The ends justify the means, a philosophy worthy of a scientist. No. Maybe a morally corrupt scientist. Just one problem. I don't know her mother's pager number. What? Are you an idiot? Why didn't you write it down? I didn't think I would need it. It wasn't a thing that occurred to me. Karasu clicks her tongue. She rubs her brow with her fingers while muttering and thinking, "Dear fucking God, why didn't you ever fucking write it down? What if you just ask for the pager number directly? Think of a good excuse." That's going to look suspicious. What are you so scared of? It's not the vain and arrogant Okabe I know. Plus, it's not like it'll matter, like, after you do it. Vain and arrogant, huh? That wasn't called for. I don't have time to be Hououin Kyouma now. Just make up some nonsense like you always do. I mean, you know how gullible she is, right? Just take advantage of her inability to, distrust her friends. Just do that. Wow, I hate myself for saying that. I'm a bad girl. Fucking don't say that! There's no connotative definition for I'm a bad girl for adults that is anything but sexual. Like, fucking... Here's who hangs her head. Maybe I should just tell her the truth. Sincerity will work better than underhanded tricks, I think. Mad scientist sincere, that's a good one. Smell like you say, I'll brainwash her. Oh, wait, no. I'll brainwash her. Sorry, I can't really do your American accent. I'm being serious, damn it. I will shoulder Lukiko's pain. That's my responsibility. Also, you really suck at accents, just for the record. When I cancel that D-mail, the fact that she was a girl will be undone. I'm the only one who can carry that burden. So what are you talking to me for? Go to her now and tell her what you told me. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's my only choice. As always, there are only a few worshippers at the shrine. I guess that's how I can keep its dignified silence, even though it's less than a 10-minute walk from Akihabara Station. Ah, Okabe-san. Lukiko is sweeping the courtyard. I'm sorry, I left Samadai in my room. No, that's okay. Really? Oh, crap. Oh, face to face, I can't bring myself to tell her the truth. Is something wrong? No, wrong. Idiot. Wrong voice. Is something wrong? Well... I recall Lukiko's crying face. She looked very sad when I called her a guy. If possible, I don't want to make her cry again. Yeah, she was like overacting. You're a guy. Oh my god, how could you say that? Instead of just being like, are you high? Like, don't... people getting upset about that is the weirdest thing that's happened in this entire video game. Like, of all the weird things, I'm going with the suspension of disbelief sort of deal, you know, like the actual mad scientist and the fucking secret government agent or whatever, you know, that's fine. It's unusual, but, you know, it fits in this world. But that is fucking... it just doesn't make any sense to me. No, why am I acting so weak? I can't stop here. I swore I would do anything to save Mayuri. And when Lukiko said he wanted to be a girl, probably said out of curiosity, and not because he's probably trans. If I explain everything properly, I doubt she'll refuse to become a guy again. Lukiko. Yes. I grab her by the shoulders and pull her close. Lukiko's cheeks instantly turn bright red. Please listen carefully. The truth is... used to be a guy. A little more tact, but you know what? You got the words out. That's the important part. Double ellipse. Triplips? No reaction. Or so I thought. The tears start welling up in Lukiko's eyes. You're saying that again, Sniff. Being a boy is the worst thing I could have possibly imagined. Damn, I made her cry again. But this time I don't back down. Listen, unless you turn back to a guy, Mayuri will die. Again, tact, but, you know, you're already here, I guess. I explain everything. Everything about time travel. About the D-mail Lukiko sent. About Mayuri's fate. About how to avoid it. I talk and talk without pausing for breath. At the end, I collapse. Fucking... Finally, I'm done. You're joking, right? Look, you know me, right? Could I joke about something for that long? Her voice is trembling, though her face seems calm and pleasant. I can't believe any of it. This is more role-playing, right? You're being Kyouma-san, right? Right? She backs away from me, shaking her head. Okay, not so much the smiley face. I don't like that backstory. It hurts. And I think it would hurt Mayuri-chan, too. I mean, other than the whole boy thing, yeah, no, that would hurt Mayuri, and Mayuri's your friend, so that would hurt you in that way, and it shouldn't hurt you the other way. If I were told I was a girl, I'd be confused, not distraught. I know you're confused, hearing this so suddenly, but it's all true. I've witnessed her death countless times. I'm sorry. I know I'm being selfish, but I'm begging you to save Mayuri. I need you to become a guy again. Please tell me you're joking, Okabe said. I just told you I'm not! I can't possibly be a guy. I don't want to be. I've always been a girl, ever since I was born. This is cruel. Overreacting. It's not something to be this upset about. And why do I have to hear it from you, of all people? Like, I don't understand your emotional reaction. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Oh, God. If you're actually watching this, anyone out there, please explain to me why this is a deal. Like, not a big deal, but a deal at all. I'm so embarrassed, Sniff. This isn't right. Liko covers her face with both hands to snuff out her sobs. What's to be embarrassed about? I have a harder time thinking of you as a girl anyway. Oh, okay. Liko jerks like someone poked her with a cattle prod. Her crying has stopped. What did I do? That's how you... of me. What? I couldn't hear you. She lowers her hands and looks at me. Then she smiles, a soft, sorrowful smile. So that's how you think of me. And then she runs off, without another word. Then Lukiko shakes her hands and runs away. Lukiko, wait! She doesn't stop even when I call her. She disappears from the shrine office. Into the shrine office. It turned out just as my mental simulations predicted. I saw him leave the shrine, dejected. I need to come up with a plan. A cunning plan. When I get back to the lab, I take Karasu out to the bench and explain what happened. Karasu listens with an annoyed expression the whole time. When I finish, she glares at me and says, "You raised a flag." What? What are you talking about? Don't you get it? You raised a flag. Or I guess you could say you tripped over a flag that was already raised. Fucking what? You know, that common expression, you tripped over a flag. You mean a death flag? Why? It's a romance flag, genius. What? A romance flag? Urishibara-san likes you. Karasu thrusts her finger at me. I fail to see how this is relevant. Is relevant, not is irrelevant. When her beloved Hououin Kyouma told her she was a guy, it tore her poor maiden heart into tiny little pieces. Oh wait, hang on. Is this game homophobic? I didn't expect that. No, it makes sense. No, that makes sense. An unfortunate amount of anime has actually described what dating is. Like, in like separate different animes, you know, a character has described what dating is. And almost exclusively they describe it as a boy and a girl. So... yeah, I know that's a thing. So, it's all starting to come to me now. So, Lukiko is into Okabe. And Okabe's just like, you were a boy. And Lukiko, unintentionally being homophobic, thinks if I'm a boy and Okabe's a boy, we can't be together. So, nah. In other words, your plan was a massive failure. You know, that plan that I told you to do. Sure is calm when it's my neck on the line. Love is trouble. There's no formula for calculating people's feelings. Too many unknowns to solve for. She shakes her head like she can't imagine anything worse. Has this girl never been in love? The direct approach was a mistake. It'll be even harder to persuade her now. You should think of another way this time, like asking her mother directly. I'm fairly certain her mother's dead. You insensitive piece of shit. Then I'm sure the Rushibara family already thinks of you as the man who made their daughter cry, so they might have their guard up. You know, because they're that old-fashioned. The girl likes me? I don't want to believe it. I mean, I appreciate the sentiment, but... when do you think I first set off that romance flight? How should I know? I mean, think about... I'll be right back. My throat is dry as hell. Alright, I've returned after a hearty swig of orange juice. I mean, think about it. Lukio was a guy last week. If he already liked me at that point, then... Oh. That's just your perspective. From everyone else's perspective, she was always a girl. It makes perfect sense. Ow! God, I keep biting the same part of the inside of my mouth. And it hurts. My left side canines are fucking chewing up the inside of my lip. Think in terms of the current world line. Right, it makes perfect sense. Or, as a guy, Lukiko was totally into you. And that's why he wanted to be a girl, because he is unintentionally homophobic. Still. Anyway, there's a bigger problem. Will changing Irushibara-san's gender to male really bring the IBN 5100 back? Something is different from the previous world line. According to Lukio's father, the IBN 5100 was definitely at Yanabayashi Shrine. Suzuha gave it to Ferris's dad. After he died, Ferris donated it to Yanabayashi Shrine. That sequence is the same as on the world line where I obtained the IBN 5100. So you're gradually approaching the original world line. You know, I've been thinking, you really shouldn't be able to change the world line so easily. What makes you say that? I mean, there are 6 billion people in the world. Well, almost 8 billion now, but you're an older game, I'll give you that. Yeah, it's not just 7 anymore. Look it up. It's like 7.8 billion people now. Look it up! It doesn't make sense that switching a single person's gender could cause such a huge change in the world line. According to Suzuha, taking different actions after a time leap will only change divergence by about 0.000001%, if at all. When I canceled Ferris's D-mail, there was a 0.05% change. 0.05 is pretty big. What did Amane-san have to say about that? The year 2010 is a major attractor field junction, and the key is whether or not I obtain an IBN 5100. Maybe the divergence meter actually measures your distance to the IBN 5100. In any case, what you're saying is that all of the D-mails we sent had an influence on the IBM 1400's location somehow? But that'll have to be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I, of course, am Keywii. Have a great tune. Give yourself a delightful day. Goodbye.